From the haunted Stanley Hotel, where ghosts are out to get you, to the island full of venomous snakes and a ground that has been burning, all ready for you to just step in there. This video is full of places that will give you nightmares. Master of Terror, Stanley Hotel USA in 1974, when Stephen King and his wife were the only guests in the hotel. The eerie atmosphere inspired the novel The Shining, that was then transformed into a film and became one of Stanley Kubrick's most terrifying films. The mere knowledge that the Stanley was the basis for the overlooked hotel sends shivers down your spine. The hotel, which is nestled in Colorado's rugged mountains, is said to be haunted by a number of ghosts. Since the release of the novel, it has been a popular location for paranormal tourists. If you dare stay the night at the Stanley, you better watch out. Lost at sea? I'm not sure. Yes, the next scariest place on the planet is inside the water. What? Yeah, the whole world is a scary adventureland. The Great Blue Hole in Belize is not the world's only marine sinkhole, but it is the largest. Several divers have gone missing and died inside. In fact, a 2019 trip to the bottom uncovered 2 bodies of long missing divers. The hole is harmful not only to inexperienced divers but also to the water life that surrounds it. Czech Republic's Husker Castle. This beautiful castle has long been suspected of being built over a real hell entrance. Naturally, this has earned the castle a near unrivaled reputation for paranormal activity. It is located just outside of Prague, and it is open to all visitors courageous enough to enter. It was erected roughly 800 years ago and has been home to numerous royals and nobles over the centuries. The so-called portal to hell, an immense, reportedly bottomless pit that the castle was built over, was regarded so terrifying that tradition has it that captives were dispatched to examine it and return with reports of unspeakable horrors. Transylvania's Bran Castle, long before the Stanley Hotel became a horror tale. Bran Castle could have become a scary icon. The allegation that Bran Castle was the inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula has spawned an entire industry. Even if there isn't much evidence for this or the idea that Vlad the Impaler lived there, it can nevertheless be a frightening place to visit. Brazil's Snake Island. You can probably imagine I would like to call it a megabyte, since when I see a snake, all I can think of is a bite! And by that I mean being bitten by a snake, just to be clear. Okay, I have a snake phobia that dissents means I can't talk about one clearly. Okay, I can't. But apart from that, the place is not just scary but also interesting. It is home to an unknown number of snakes who became trapped on the island after rising sea levels cut it off from the mainland. The endangered golden lancehead, a highly venomous pit viper that devours birds, lives on a small 106-acre island off the southern coast of Brazil. Belitz Hallstatten, Germany abandoned the hospital and, wait for it, yes, spooky too. As crumbling hospitals are inherently spooky locations, let alone one with such a long and sad history. What exactly are you looking for? During World War I, it housed injured Imperial German Army soldiers, including Adolf Hitler, after he was wounded at the Battle of the Somme. During World War II, it was occupied by the Red Army and remained a Soviet military hospital well into the 1990s. Today, most of the complex is a derelict ghost town, having been completely abandoned in 1994. Into the Woods. I know you're getting butterflies in your stomach thinking about the movie, but it's not about that. Didn't you see the title of the video? Okay, this is how it goes. The Deering Woods are also known as the Screaming Woods because of multiple stories of blood-curdling cries at night. The woodland is located in spooky Kent, which is said to be Britain's most haunted village. Visitors have reported hearing mysterious whispering, Lost style, as well as ghost footsteps. But it's not just the screams that have alarmed them. The only guy missing is poor Bigfoot. After Walking Dead, we present Hanging Dead. Do you get it? What could be more disturbing than watching a coffin dangling from the side of a cliff face? This burial ritual of the ego taught people of Sagada on Luzon Island in the Philippines is thought to be almost 2,000 years old by some. The relevance of the ceremony is hotly discussed. What do we know is that creates a genuinely terrifying visual. Those unafraid of the spooky and gruesome, Toto's major city in West Africa is home to the world's largest Voodoo Market. There are several animal skulls of all kinds in varying stages of rotting. Voodoo dolls and talismans practitioners selling their services. For those who practice the Voodoo religion, it is a veritable delight. However, for the spiritually disinclined or inexperienced, it can be a terrifying sight to see. What do you think when you hear abandoned island? Spooky, right? Let's consider a desolate island. Have you ever considered what the world might be like if humans suddenly disappeared? That's all there is to it. The Forgotten World, 9 miles off the coast of Japan, is a legacy of rapid industrialization, a formerly heavily populated city for coal miners. When the coal ran out in 1974, this fully constructed micro-community was abandoned almost immediately, and as nature gradually reclaimed the island, the structures began to fall. Faith may provide powerful imagery, but few are compelling or unsettling as the 100,000 or so crosses that clog a small hill in northern Lithuania. A pilgrimage destination, to say it's crowded, is an understatement. The faithful flock to the place to plant their own cross, crucifix, Virgin Mary rosary, or other symbolic objects. Don't try this angle. We don't know for sure if it's haunted or if anything else is going on at one of the world's most famous mystery sites. But still, between Bermuda, Florida, and Puerto Rico, there had been a history of remarkable disappearances. While these high-profile missing persons and vehicles have yet to be recovered, it is also one of the busiest air and sea zones in the world, with the majority of passengers and ships that have not vanished. Alcatraz, the world's most famous jail, is now closed. It had a reputation for being impenetrable and for housing some of the world's most violent inmates, including gangster Al Capone. Naturally, an isolated location with restless spirits may elicit paranoia about haunted energy. Tourists have claimed to see the ghost of a young woman in the visiting chamber as recently as 2014. Many stations in the metro system are said to be haunted. The transit system has a reputation for keeping the dead awake, whether it's an old Aztec warrior howling against the Spanish conquest or an old guy trying to keep people safe from being molested. Some claim it's because one of the nearby cemeteries, while others think it's because of a 1975 accident that reawakened the spirits of the dead. We wouldn't want to be inspecting the tunnels to find out either way. Scotland's Glame Castle. For quite some time, Glames had been the site of a hunting lodge. In 1372, a grand castle was built on the site in the hopes of bringing a new sense and fortune to the area. But despite attempts to change the area's fortunateness, it remained linked with haunted occurrences to this day. According to legend, a family who lived there in the 19th century had a hideously deformed child who became known as the Monster of Glames. There are still rumors that his ghost stalks the corridors and attacks unknowing visitors. And now, let's move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by a subscriber. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. Today's subscriber's pick points toward the abandoned town of Pennsylvania called Centralia, otherwise known as the Burning Ghost Town. Centralia is a borough in Columbia County, Pennsylvania, whose population has decreased from 1,000 in 1980 to 5 in 2017, as a result of a coal mine fire that has been burning beneath the borough since 1962 because of the coal mining. Thank you very much for watching the video. do like it and share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.